Alright, well here we are at Mount Soledad here in San Diego, also called Soledad Mountain. Mount Soledad is famous for the huge cross up at the top of this over 800-foot hill here between Pacific Beach and La Jolla. So this is actually the third version of the cross, or the third cross that has come up. The first one originally came up in 1913, and it was actually made of 100% redwood. However, that didn't last. That only lasted about 10 years, and then it was vandalized, taken down, and then I think it was probably 19 something. They put another one up, and that one lasted a little bit longer, but then winds blew it down. So now they put up this even bigger one, and now it's been up here since 1954. So yeah, pretty neat. So here at Mount Soledad, this is also a Veterans Memorial Site honoring the veterans of the Korean War. As you can see, there's over 1,000 memorials here, and each one has a picture. Now this is neat. This is like black granite. I mean, this is very nice stuff. It's very shiny, and every year they have their Veterans Memorial here. So pretty amazing stuff. Now, ever since this monument was built over 100 years ago, this has been the center of controversy. And it's all because of the cross here. You see, this cross came up with Protestant Christians, and the controversy is that this was once government land. So the controversy in the courts was separation of church and state, basically. If you were a Jew, you weren't allowed to own land out here in La Jolla. But since that has changed, and now La Jolla has a very large Jew population. So pendulum swings, I guess. Actually, seriously though. But now it's actually owned by private property, and I believe it's the Mount Soledad Association. Yeah, Mount Soledad Association. They actually bought the land, and so now, since it's private property, everyone is happy. So thank goodness that's over. Well, being one of the high points here in San Diego, you have a fantastic view. It's a 360-degree view of the entire city. To the south, you can see downtown San Diego. You can see parts of Pacific Beach as well. Out to the east, you can see a bunch of hills and development. You can see the freeway. You can basically see all the mesas down there. As you go and look towards the northern parts of the view, you'll see things like the famous Mormon temple. You'll see the freeway. You'll see all the hills up to the north. And when you look towards the west, you see the beautiful La Jolla Shores Beach. You'll see the wonderful ocean. And it's just a really good spot to really experience all of San Diego in really just one day. Now, as you can see, we have this lovely grass area. It's a perfect place for little picnics. As you can see, we have people that are enjoying a romantic dinner out there. Perfect place for romantic dinners. Of course, people love walking their dogs out here. So if you're a dog person, a dog fan, you can take your dog out here, take him for a nice little walk, good fresh air. A lot of bikers come out this way. They like to bike all around the vicinity. Very popular with bikers, runners. San Diego is a very outdoor oriented place since the weather here is so fantastic. And this is really the first day of spring, first or second day of spring we're out here. So lovely clear day. Not a lot of people out here because of the plague that's currently going on right now. Not a big deal, we're still out here though because we know you're at home and you want to experience this. Oh, this is interesting. So actually Mount Soledad is the last place where Dr. Seuss, children's author, lived. So he lived out here in Mount Soledad. It was his last place he lived. And if you take a look at a lot of the trees out here, a lot of the vegetation, he uses those trees as a model for a lot of his children's book. So if you look at a lot of the trees, especially there's one out here in particular, they're kind of slanted or a little awkward looking. That happens because of the winds out here. It gets kind of windy and the trees kind of change their shape. But that was a lot of the influence for Dr. Seuss's illustrations. Left your water bottle at home? Not a problem. Mount Soledad has a water fountain here and it works perfectly fine. So don't worry, you will not dehydrate. But there is water fountains out here. Plenty of trash cans. Now, there are no restrooms out here, but there is an outhouse. So you can enjoy that too. Well, not plenty of parking, but there is some parking out here. So you can actually park on the hill. But there's actually more parking down the hill and along the street too. So you can usually get a good spot to park, but you just gotta play it by ear. Well, thanks for joining me here today at Mount Soledad. It was great having you, and yeah, we'll see you next time.